All right, happy Tuesday, everyone. Let's get straight into it. We're going to start with gold. All right. Still bearish here. Turn this down a little bit. Yeah, so overall still bearish for gold. We have some supply in here. We have mitigated demand as well, but I have a feeling we're gonna continue lower. I've set up this 5-minute market structure high here, just to see if we actually break it or SFP it. I'm gonna probably, my prediction is we SFP this and then continue lower, which is kind of gonna just validate my my thesis, if you will. Shit. So we will see what happens. Boom. Come on, I exited this. Perfect. Do we have supply there? Ooh. Could this be valid? No. That's fine. Alright, so this is my supply, and now I'm just going to see what price does in this demand POI. Perfect. Perfect. Alright. Let's move on. Silver ran through demand. Still bearish across the board here. I'm sure we'll be able to find some local supply POI, whether that be here or here. I will allow this. Yeah, as of now, still bearish across the board. Not a whole lot that I'm too interested in. Yeah, just let that do its thing. Oil. Oil is like low-key making its way down to this one-day market structure low. We're definitely not as bearish as this this says. I have a feeling. Yeah. Yeah, like obviously Forex still bearish. And the alley is now also bearish. I'm not really gonna rush to look at this. I will draw my chart, but I'm not gonna rush to look at this as an accumulation, as a potential accumulation. We have quite evident supply above us, as you can see. It's actually quite, this is heavy supply, guys. Heavy 6-hour supply, 8-hour supply, 12-hour supply. Man, technically almost daily supply. Like, I would not be trading this full stop from an accumulation perspective. This is very, very strong supply. It's a valid 12-hour OBIF. Like, yeah, just be patient there. Just be patient there. Yeah, I'm kind of still looking for, like, I will be sort of looking for distributions here. If we can locally distribute off this supply POI, then I'm happy with that. But otherwise, that's it for commodities. GBP JPY is beautifully coming back down after beautifully respecting the supply. Nothing has changed in terms of my plan here. I've fully de-risked, and I'm now still waiting for this to hit this range low at 207.240 for a insane 51 at risk to reward trade. This is going to be by far my biggest trade should this hit TP. So I'm glad that you guys are actually joining me on the journey with this. So yeah, the plan is patience there. AUD USD, yeah, bearish. Very much so. We never broke structure here at all, so it was never a valid long where we have hit demand or mitigated demand, but at the moment not a whole lot has happened, so I'm kind of just monitoring this range locally. Yeah, that's it for AUD USD. We all keep the ball rolling. Is that the same? Yeah, that's fine. Awesome. So yeah, I'm still kind of paying attention to this demand below for a potential retracement and or pullback. Alright, GBP AUD, we'll keep the ball rolling. Not a whole lot to look at from AUD USD. I guess you do have supply here. Or do you even? Not really. This week has mitigated most of it, so just something to be aware of there. There's probably like some sort of OBIF. Well, let's see if this is an OBIF. It's not the cleanest, but it is there. If that wick hasn't mitigated it, then I'm happy to leave this as is. Oh, it has ever so slightly, yeah. Kind of has been mitigated. Yeah, you can kind of just use this. That's really about it. So yeah, that's AUD USD. Let's move on. GBP AUD. We're obviously in this range. We've actually kind of bounced nicely from this demand, like, to be honest. I think we haven't closed bullish on the 6 hour, maybe on the 4 hour, yeah. Haven't closed bullish on the 4 hour either, so this is still an important market structure high. So yeah, the closure here will be very important. I think I'd be confident that we are bullish on the hour. We're still bearish on the 2 hour. Yeah, we're bullish on the hourly. Boom. All right. But yeah, very important to see what price does here. Right now, it looks like we might have a local topping formation, so just got to be patient here and see what happens. Whatever supply was here has been mitigated, as you can see. So yeah, not a whole lot of opportunities here either on GBP AUD for the time being. But yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see if we can close bullish on the 2, 3, and 4 hourly, or if we're going to SFP and go back down. And we do have demand here. All right. Euro NZD. Well, we ran through everything here. Well, we're very much so bullish. Yeah, not a whole lot has changed, so kind of just look for pullbacks. Look for pullbacks into demand. And that is kind of it for Euro NZD. Not a whole lot that I would really advise, if that makes sense. Yeah. Be patient. Let's see what happens when we hit this demand here. Other than that, it is what it is, yeah. We got liquidity above, we got supply above. So that will be interesting to see. But as of now, just be patient. All right, USD CHF. We are bullish, that is for sure. But I can see a very clean, for now, a very clean Model 1. This is as clean of a model as you can get. It is this is very counter context, so just be aware of that. Could this be a potential top? Maybe. There is just a little bit of liquidity here, which hasn't exactly been swept yet. Like, yeah, you would need a clean break of structure here, and you'd need to fairly quickly de-risk. Let me have a look at this in a bit more depth. Okay, this is clear manipulation. Another thing I don't like, Asia high and low have both been taken. So this kind of already rules this out. We might never even get a confirmation, like, point being as well. So Asia low is here. And Asia high didn't even make it to here. There's Asia high right there. Oh. Yeah. And then price is also leaving behind demand, although it is created on a session open, so just be mindful there. The liquidity is nice, don't get me wrong, but there's no session liquidity. So for Forex, for me, session liquidity is a must on Forex, which it's non-existent here. It's just an upward market structure. Yeah, like, I'll monitor the break to see a break if we get it, but I don't really expect a break. This is my 5-minute low. Like, if I was to enter here, it would be a very low time frame entry. No time frame, sorry, it'd be like a very low risk entry. But I just don't see it happening. Like, if Asia low was untapped, maybe Asia low was like here, I'd be like, okay, we could have something, but there's just there's just no fuel to add to any fire, if that makes sense. Like there's no real reason for price to come down. It's left demand below. Yes, this demand was created on a session open, as you can see there, but the previous session low has been swept, which is the Asia low, which is, all, as we know, a very good liquidity target. So when the greatest liquidity target we could have has been swept, what more reason is there for price to go lower? And then look at this. You got yesterday's Asia low has been swept. You got, yeah, it's just not that clean. As much as it looks like an okay Model 1 at first glance, there's just not a whole lot. If anything, yeah, you can kind of like take it a little scalp, maybe like on like a 2 risk to reward, have your stops there if we break, and then just like kind of just de-risk here for like a 1.5, 1.6. It's not really advisable. The one thing I will say is, should we break past this demand, I actually expect a flawless move down, because there's just nothing else holding price up. Like there is nothing holding price up. This is the only thing. This demand here is the only thing holding price up. So, which could be just enough. Like price is more than allowed to just do this, break structure on the 5, respect demand, and then just continue this uptrend that it's been on. So, yeah. I'll monitor this 5-minute break. It'll be interesting to see what it does, but I will advise anyone to trade very, very cautiously here. Liquidity is like just being front right now, but if we wick this, you never know. We'll see. Play this by ear. If we wick this a bit further, this liquidity that's just chilling above, then maybe I would consider, but so far it's just not what we normally want. Yeah, we'll see what that low does. GBP NZD. Very much so bullish here. Well, that never confirmed. Oh, actually, yeah, it did. We had that little accumulation model here, which was actually quite nice. We just never got that extended tap that we were pre-planning for, but that's fine. We don't have to get the extended tap. We have ran through supply. Absolutely ran through supply. And yeah, not a whole lot that I'm interested in at the moment for GBP NZD. Maybe if anything, you can look at this as a potential longer time frame move. We will see. Yeah, we'll see what happens. There is supply above, which I would like to get mitigated, so that's why I'm not really rushing to look at this on a lower time frame. USD JPY looks interesting. I think this is the only way focusing on the higher time frame range. Is that correct? That is correct. Higher time frame range at play here. Yep, we are focusing on the higher time frame range. Yeah, even if this is a valid model up top, like it's just in such an awkward spot that I wouldn't really want to be trading this. And it does look like a valid model at first glance. Yeah, still bullish. Still bullish on the 2 hour as well. Yeah, actually, yeah, so extreme supply has been mitigated. Like this can complete itself, but it's not really a clean model, and the context isn't in our favor. We are expecting higher, and we are expecting that first deviation to complete itself. So that is USD CAD. USD JPY, sorry. USD CAD, on the other hand, is also building up some nice a nice potential distribution, which I will, yeah, I'll shut up. That's it. Not a whole lot more I'm interested in for this pair at the moment. We are obviously very, very bullish here. We've broken this high. This could be part of a mega high time frame distribution here. Yeah, way too far off. But yeah, I will. As much as we are bullish, you can always expect some exhaustion. So I will monitor this. There's not a whole lot more here that price really can grab. So yes, there is liquidity up, but it's like still a little far away, at least on the 2-day. So we can, and we've had a big move up there. I don't trade fair value gaps, but at least on the 2-day, like it's a fairly hefty fair value gap here, which I expect to get filled sooner rather than later. So I can expect some exhaustion and price to, you know, recapitalize and well, not recapitalize, like just pull back really. So I will be focusing on this higher time frame range, and we'll see what happens. Patience, we can move that a little higher up. AUD CAD, absolutely dumping. Well, we're no longer bullish, that's for sure. Pretty confident on that. Well, the 4 hours bearish, and the hourly will be bearish as well. Yeah, not a whole lot I'm interested in at the moment. We have mitigated quite a bit of this demand. So we are at that time where you could, yeah, same thing, you just kind of just want to be patient and let price play out a little bit more. Give us some more data. Is it going to accumulate, or is it going to maintain its low time frame bearish structure break and continue going lower? We'll see. We will see. Euro GBP, heavy supply. We're very much bearish. No ranges here for me to really draw. Yeah, nothing is piquing my interest at the moment on Euro GBP. Yeah, just be patient, guys. Be patient, look for some setups, and yeah, let the chart do its thing. Sweet. AUD CHF. We're still bullish on the 4 hour, probably bearish on the hourly. Very much so. We have kind of left some supply, so you can definitely definitely look at the supply. As much as it has been mitigated on the lower time frame, this part looks unmitigated, so we're gonna validate this on the lower time frame. Yeah, that's fine. I allow that. Yeah, even here, not a whole lot that I'm wanting to do at the moment. Just let price do its thing a bit more. Yeah. Euro USD. Ran through demand. We're bearish across everything, so I wouldn't be looking to accumulate here, and we're also moving down quite aggressively, so you got to be realistic when it comes to moves like this as well, guys. Don't try and accumulate just because price may have created a deviation. Look at the bigger picture. We've ran through demand. There's no reason for price to reject at the moment. If we were going to reject, we would have rejected here, or we would have rejected here. We've ran through both, so if we come up and distribute here, 100% I'll look for a distribution, not an accumulation. But other than that, like, I will look for an accumulation of this higher time frame demand. But for now, yeah, just let price do its thing. CHF JPY, a little bit of a mix here: bullish, bearish, bearish, bullish. We're now bearish as well on the hourly alongside the 4-hour. And yeah, I expect to go lower, at least for now. Well, technically, I expect this distribution to complete itself, so we still have our supply POI here should we get any retests, but yeah, the bigger picture is at hand here. So not a lot that I'm interested in doing at the moment. GBP USD. Well, we've nicely mitigated supply. There was just no real opportunity to trade upon mitigation of it. Happened 10 o'clock. Yeah, still very much bearish. We would have broken to bullish. We did actually, so we've broken to bullish on the hourly. That is important to know. And we're also coming down with a very, very local 1 hour, not necessarily 1 hour, but we've broken structure on the hourly right here. Boom, and we're leaving behind some nice buy-side liquidity. So maybe a local accumulation could be at play, but not the way price is moving at the moment. So there is demand here as well. Just an FYI. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, there's no range for me to trade at the moment, so I'm not going to try and push anything. The only thing I will do is just make sure that this is all good, and yep, alerts are set. So that's it. NZD CAD is still bearish. Is it? Yeah. And we're still creating this beautiful liquidity curve, which, as I've said before, sooner or later is going to get taken out, and we're going to just start dumping here. I very much expect that. So I'm still looking for distributions, but they're just not presenting themselves to me at the moment, and we're going lower. So yeah, that is the Forex market for you guys at the moment. Some supply here. Maybe we get a retest. Would be nice if we do, but not going to complain if we don't. So yeah, in terms of Forex, pretty quiet Tuesday. You know what, let me quickly get some water and then we'll smash out crypto as well, because we may as well. We've only been going for 29 minutes. I was going to do 2 separate videos, but we're this far in, so give me a second. All right. So yeah, to summarize Forex, not a whole lot going on. We're still not waiting. We're watching the GBP JPY short, which we're live in. The only other pairs that I would keep somewhat of an eye on is seeing how we close here on GBP AUD. Close is going to be yeah, I'll be asleep for this. Close is going to be at 3, so I will not know until tomorrow morning. Keep an eye out on USD CAD. Put a potential local exhaustion there, and then I think the only other pair that we're keeping somewhat of an eye on is USD CHF, but this is very counter context, so I would take this with a grain of salt, and I would be very, very cautious. But yeah, USD CAD, USD CHF, keep an eye out there. All right, let's get to our other bread and butter, crypto. Well, we broke structure and then we absolutely dumped. So we had what? Not a valid 3-hour because there's only one consecutive bearish candle. Not even 2-hour. Yeah, we only broke 1-hour structure. So yeah, we broke 1-hour structure to bullish, and then we've absolutely dumped back to bearish. So crazy market manipulation there. I'm not too sure where this came from. If this was just plain outright market maker manipulation, or maybe there was some news. I'm not too sure, but we broke structure and then immediately dumped. So to anyone that longed on this break of structure, then I apologize on behalf of the market makers, and we have ran through it all demand that was caused here. So this is some crazy price action from Bitcoin. Yeah. Not a lot has changed. It changed very temporarily, but now we're still very much so bearish. We would have probably left some supply here. Hell yeah. Supply here, boom. Heavy supply. And then we do have some more refined supply in here. All right. Where are we at? USDT dominance. Probably did the exact opposite. Lo and behold, we've broken to bearish and we've broken back to bullish. Don't you just love these charts? Well, that kind of saves me from analyzing this further. Context remains the same. Alts are bearish. Alts are bearish. At least for now. We've got some liquidity here. ETH ran through demand as expected now with the moves that we're getting in between USDT and Bitcoin. So we have supply here. Boom. I think for crypto, just the way this has started, I'm feeling today is just going to be mapping out a lot of supply. I doubt there's going to be any models shaping up. I think we're just looking at supply POIs and putting them on our chart. So let's see if I'm right or wrong here. Doge. Create a little 2-tap model here. Alright, we're gonna get rid of everything here. Go on, everything. Everything can go. Alright, this has been mitigated, so but this hasn't. Okay, we have some nice overlapping supply here. Yeah, very clean overlapping supply here, so we will see what happens. Litecoin. Well, I was monitoring for a distribution here, which didn't even get that price dumped. Yeah, price is very eager to dump by the looks of it, eh? Well, this has all been mitigated. This has all been mitigated. This has all been mitigated. Is there anything even more refined here that hasn't been mitigated? Mitigated. Yeah, kind of have like borderline this supply. I don't expect much of a reaction, but we'll see. And we're also, price is also so close to it, so boom. Cake. Just moving down. Oh, we did confirm the distribution. This is mwah. And we even swept that, like we already knew this, but swept extreme liquidity, so the context was already less at play. To be fair, now that I'm looking at this, I don't think I would have entered this regardless, just because of we swept extreme liquidity, Asia lows on tap, but yeah, we just left. It's just too expansive of a move, and it wasn't exactly on the session open. Like, yeah, this is kind of like halfway through. Like London was open for a bit, and this is just halfway through London. We decided to just randomly expand, so I probably wouldn't have actually traded this myself in a live market situation. I would have waited this out. Yeah, return to zone wasn't the cleanest. Yeah, but for now we're going lower, so do what you will with that info. Like I said, the fact that there's an accumulation at play here, this is it's kind of like a pro context short, because yeah, you're expecting lower. Yeah, I feel like it's that instance where the context if the context aligns with it enough, then you can sort of be a bit more lenient with any sort of accumulations and whatnot. Or yeah, demand being created, you can always be a bit more lenient with that sort of stuff. So that's only if the context is pro. So pro context, you got a lot more leeway. If you counter context, then tread very, very carefully. Boom, supply here. BNB. Well, we've ran through all supply and then we've just gone lower. Alright, hype. Lo and behold, lower, but we are moving our way into this demand, so I wouldn't mind seeing a bounce. I would actually love to see a bounce and we come up and, you know, work towards completing this high time frame distribution. Come on, hype, give us some nice moves. We'll see. We will see. All right, Sol. Similar story. Invalid. Waiting to see what price does. Liquidity there. Fart coin. Well, we've taken out that naked low beautifully. Look at that. Boom. Gone. And yeah, we've done the same thing every other pair has done so far. Virtual. Yeah, virtual lower liquidity there. That's nice. We're gonna go lower. Virtual. A lot lower, I believe. Like, as in, we're gonna be hitting this range low soon. Of 0.45. We've left supply above us. RV. Focus remains on this demand. However, I will still look for retracement opportunities into the demand. So if we can distribute up here, perfect. Otherwise, if we don't, we don't. XLM, no longer interested in this. That's fine. Same thing. Monitoring the supply. If we can retest, perfect, but I feel like we're going to continue dumping. Render. Same playbook. Yeah. I expect lower with render. Supply there just in case. And yeah, it has been mitigated on the lower time frame, but then yeah, you can see here where the inefficiency remains. Just. Is this overlapping market structure? Not really. Yeah, it's not the strongest supply POI. Tau lower into demand. And we're probably going to continue going lower. Link, we're just about to hit demand, and we have created supply in the meantime. Pepe. Heavy supply on Pepe. Expect lower. Yeah, crazy manipulation the last day in the markets. Crazy. With voila. Asta. Pump. Mitigated demand. Quant. Mitigated demand. XRP gonna hit that demand pretty soon. I do believe so. And Bitcoin Cash just going lower. So yeah, overall expect lower on the crypto markets unless otherwise. Definitely look for something to happen when we, at least for Bitcoin, we're getting near these POIs if we confirm. But yeah, for now, be patient. Ideally, maybe a model 1 would be nice here, where we sweep liquidity here and then mitigate this demand and then reject. That's when I can potentially expect a reversal, but then obviously there is supply here, so just something to be wary of. But yeah, that's it for today, guys. Crypto and Forex done in 45 minutes. So how efficient is that? Before I go, I'm just going to quickly have a quick scan over these two pairs again. USD CAD remains, and then USD CHF. We are monitoring a 5-minute break. We're getting close to it, but yeah, we've grabbed the session lows and highs, which I'm not too fond of. So I'm onto that myself. But for now, yeah, stay disciplined, stay fit, stay healthy, enjoy yourselves, guys, and I will see you all soon. Peace.